live once again, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. The defenders of indie wrestling are back with you again. Or maybe not. There we are. You are watching
Wanted to make sure.
The Squared Circle. I am Hollywood J. Williams. Biggest icon of North Haven, that's what they call me.
There you go.
Seated to my far right, a man that needs no introduction. A man who's very, very lethal, very, very dangerous. Seen him in action before, too. Trust me, guys, he is. Dangerous Dan. And we welcome back, after a 1-week hiatus.
Yes. My name is spelled wrong.
Your name is spelled wrong?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
There's no B in my name.
Zimmerman.
I'm not a B-plus player.
Zimmerman.
Come on, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen.
Ruckus.
Yes.
John Zimmerman.
Thank you.
Welcome back, sir. How's your vacay?
Very nice. Very nice, thank you. I had some family commitments and had to take care of that. And, you know, you guys handled the show pretty well without me, but, you know, there was no ruckus.
There was no ruckus. It was nice and solid and straightforward.
Hey, but, you know, Dan is doing a good job of bringing the ruckus, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had a good teacher, so.
Yeah, there you go. There you are.
There you are. But we have a very, very special episode tonight.
Yes. Yes, we do.
One that's been being hyped up for many weeks now.
Go to it.
A man is here who's on a mission.
We're going to find out what
We're
that
going to find
mission
out
is.
exactly what that mission is. You know, you talk about podcasts, and there's wrestling podcasts are very, very popular and up and coming.
Podcasts and webcasts and YouTube shows, and this guy's got it all going.
He's got it all going on. He could be up there among the giants of podcasters.
You know what? We had a nice conversation before the show, and he's a very intelligent young man, and I think he's going to go places in this business, and he's getting some good advice from the right people.
Right.
And I think he's going to go really far. And without further ado,
ladies and gentlemen, please give a great North Haven welcome to Mr. Joey Ambrosini.
The Square Circle, it has finally come. You're watching the Square Circle right now, and it's been a great wrestling podcast, talk show, whatever you want to call it. That's called the Ringside Talk Show. And hello, North Haven Television. I am Joey Ambrosini, and it's such an honor to be on tonight. I'm here. I'm seated right with John Zimmerman, the legend, Dangerous Dan, who Williams says causes the ruckus, and Hollywood J. Williams. Thank you. How are you guys doing tonight?
we're doing great. Well, you know, we're kind of reeling from the breaking news this afternoon. Roman Reigns, violation of the wellness policy. No further news as far as what exactly the violation was, but Roman did tweet out that he apologized and he owns it, and then it was his, his doing and his mistake. So unfortunately, he's going to be suspended for the next 30 days. But fortunately, the next pay-per-view is 32 days away.
Right. So that brings him back just in time for it.
So
Roman can't miss any of the pay-per-view, especially when he doesn't have the belt anymore. Dean Ambrose does have the belt, and you have Rollins, who is making the new rival. Rollins probably the next heel of the year for the WWE. Most hated. Rollins is very experienced as well as Reigns is. But Dean Ambrose, I want to congratulate Ambrose on winning the belt. Ambrose, it all when you're a champion, it's all from the experience. It's all from the training. And Ambrose, Reigns, Rollins, they got all of that. And it really does pay off. Hard work does pay off. Anyone will say, no matter who it is, if it's a nobody, they'll just say hard work pays off. Hard work does pay off.
Hard work does pay off. So you think it's a better idea than having Ambrose with the belt than Roman Reigns previously? He wasn't really getting cheered too much. We know that. They couldn't really get him over like they wanted to. What do you think about Ambrose now?
Ambrose, as I just said, he's very experienced. But if I'm being honest, Rollins, I think he's Reigns calls himself the guy. I think Rollins is just the man. I mean, you know, because Rollins, you know, I think he really does deserve the belt because, you know, you guys know, Vince McMahon knows, Rollins knows, he never lost the belt. He just never lost the belt until Money in the Bank came.
Well, that's
But-
true. That's true.
Yeah, so,
And, you know, you say the hard work pays off. If you look at the hard work that Dean Ambrose put in as Johnny Moxley on the independent scene and coming up through what we cover for the most part is the independent scene. Before he got into the WWE, the guy did some really crazy stunts, some high-flying action, jumping out of the ring, and, you know, not even near the level of what WWE has allowed him to do. It's like he just was so much more like physical and crazy and doing some really wild stuff. And now, you know, WWE's kind of reined them in, no pun intended. You know, they reined them in. Get it? And he's really showing his moxie. John
There you go.
Moxley, get it?
if I am being honest, though, if I think that there is anyone that deserves the belt more than Reigns, more than Rollins, more than Ambrose, you know who I'd go with? I would go with AJ Styles. Because, I mean, Cena deserves the belt, I think, more than anyone. But, you know, if Cena were, you know, to leave, then I think that AJ Styles would be my second pick. Because AJ Styles, I mean, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Northeast Wrestling, Ring of Honor, he's very experienced. I mean, he's the phenomenal one. And, you know, now that he's in the WWE, you know, it's something you got to be proud of. You know, especially when you're, especially the Indies, you know, they really got to be proud of. They really got to be really proud of Styles, and you know, Styles I never really expected to appear in the Rumble match, but you know, I mean, surprise just comes.
Well, you know, I mean, I think I would agree with you that AJ Styles is deserving, but as far as his tenure in WWE, you know, walking in the door as the new guy, regardless of his record outside of WWE, a guy like Dolph Ziggler that's been there for a long time, you know, Cena's been there forever, you know, Randy Orton is due to come back, you know, and some of the guys, you know, Bray Wyatt, who's put in a lot of time and energy. For somebody to walk in, whether it be AJ Styles or anybody else, and be given a title shot based on something they've done in other companies, I really don't think it's all that much fair. You know, it's like switching from Apple to IBM and walking in the door and being in charge. And it's like, wait a minute, I've worked at this company for 15, 20 years, 10 years, whatever it is, and you walk in the door and cut the line, so to speak.
Things should be based on seniority.
For
In
the
a
most
way.
part,
Right.
you know, I'm the guy obviously has the talent and he has the pedigree, you know, no pun intended, he has the pedigree, but you know, he's a new guy in WWE. And to walk into that locker room and take somebody else's spot, it's kind of tough. And he's going to have to really walk a fine line. And I think, you know, the authority are going to have to really work hard to have the locker room respect him and allow him to get that spot, and to have the fans, you know, allow him to get that spot over somebody that's already been there, you know, and put the time in. I think Bray Wyatt is a great example of a guy that's really built himself up in that company. And for a guy like AJ Styles just to jump the line ahead of him, it's kind of tough to swallow, you know, for somebody in the company. And for me as a fan, it's kind of tough to say, hey, AJ Styles deserves to get the number one spot. What do you think?
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, you can't just have somebody walk in the door and just because they were somebody somewhere else, hand them the title, the strap, that would devalue the world title. You want to, as you said, John, you want to go with those guys who have earned their stripes, paid their dues in the company, and keep the titles worth fully intact.
Mm-hmm.
I even remember AJ Styles' true debut match. It was only a one-time thing. It was against Hurricane Helms.
Yeah.
And until then, you know, came the Royal Rumble, he's back. It's kind of like Daniel Bryan's real debut, which was against John Cena in the year 2003.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching WWE then because I was only 4 years old then.
Right.
But, you know, as I started to watch the WWE, I'm just like, hey, why not actually try to be a part of the business, even if it's not WWE, even if it's just a wrestling company in general, even if it's the worst wrestling company you can think of, just why not be a part of it? Why not help out? So that's when my talk show, Ringside Talk Show, was born. And, I got to say, though, we have been making it big. We've had lots of guys on. We even have some WWE guys that came on. We had Jose Luis Rivera, phone interview. We did all phone interviews for all wrestlers that came on.
Yeah.
Well, for the real shows, not like the interviews. But we also had ECW Jason Knight, who you even said before the show that you really know very well, and he is a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Which he really is.
Oh, absolutely.
And we also have had, I've said Jose Luis, I've had Teddy Long on, former SmackDown general manager, who I personally think was probably the best SmackDown general manager ever.
Yeah.
But, I started doing my show at quite a young age. It was before I had my intros. It was before I had, a place to, get the hang of.
Yeah.
I did it at the age of 13. I'm 14 now. I'll be 15 in September.
Yeah.
And come September, Paradise Alley Professional Wrestling.
Yeah.
I have walked guys to the ring before at Paradise Alley Wrestling. I walked a tag team to the ring when they were defending their tag team titles against these guys named Big Daddy Dre and Louis Andrews.
Yeah.
They were in the WWE. Their names are Mario Mancini and Big Steve the Bondsman. And speaking of Mancini, I do want to give him a birthday shout out right now. Happy birthday, Mario.
Yeah.
And so then they just got me back to my seat because I got a message from Mario saying, "Hey, bud, I have a surprise for you on March 12th. So come to the show, and I ain't telling you what it is."
Yeah.
And I had a surprise for him as well. I did some artwork, and that's the best surprise that I can possibly give someone because I do artwork myself, and I used to sell my artwork, but at a young age, it's nothing like professional. I'd say that I hate to say, but it's not really professional. But Mario, he never told me obviously what the surprise was. But March 12th, the day before the show, way before the show, the morning, he messaged me saying, "I want you to come shake my hand when I make my entrance." And I said, "Okay, we'll do." He also reminded me, when I entered the building. So came March 12th, came his entrance against Big Daddy Dre and Louis Andrews with him and Steve for the PAPW Tag Team Champions. I shook his hand. He just gave me a big hug, and then we're walking around the ring, and I'm just like, oh my god, because he's saying surprise Joey, and I'm just like, wow, just wow. And then April 30th, it was him versus the team of the Battle Brothers. I didn't walk him to the ring. I actually walked him backstage.
Yeah.
But because the Battle Brothers attacked him from behind on March 12th, which started that rivalry. So he just got in there, not even going across the ring, just went inside the ring because come on, you were attacked on a past event. You're not gonna waste your time. You're just gonna go in the ring and then you're just gonna start the match.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the Battle Brothers did win that night because some idiot referee named Dave Olson.
Your opinion.
Yes. Well, if I'm being honest though, I really do think Dave is a great referee, but that day I was just angry because I don't like to see my guys losing. So when Mario's pin came, 1, 2, we're just 1, 2,
Right,
3.
right.
But then the Battle Brothers pin come.
Yeah.
I'm just
It's been known to happen.
you're kidding me right now. Are you kidding me, Olsen? And then but come September 17th, which is my birthday.
Mazel.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So Mario messages me saying, "Kid, September 17th, that's your birthday. We're going to do a big show then, not September 10th, because I guess that there are too many fairs going on." And I said, "All right, I'll come September 17th. That's actually my birthday," which, he knew.
Yeah.
So he said, "I'll assign you a wrestler, birthday present." It was very incredible.
Oh,
I was so stunned. I'm just thank you so much, Mario. You have been such a great pal to me. You're a mentor to me. And I've been training in that ring. Well, not in the ring because I'm not a pro wrestler. Not even a soon-to-be one, just wrestling management. But it still takes some time and experience, just like any manager would. You
Without
look
a
at
doubt.
Paul Heyman. That guy, nobody, in my personal opinion, no wrestling manager could be as better as Paul Heyman. I mean, he's even with Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar, in my opinion, he's kind of those guys that say, "I don't have a manager," but Paul Heyman is a lucky guy.
Well,
you gotta say that.
I totally agree. Paul Heyman is I think, in the top 5 of wrestling managers. Bobby Heenan, I think, is in that equation, and I think Captain Lou is up there also, and the Grand Wizard, of course. But Paul Heyman, as far as Brock Lesnar is not a great speaker, and we've said on this show, and I'm sure you've seen us say it. Wrestling managers are just not used anymore, or as much as they used to. And you need a guy, you had a guy like King Kong Bundy that needed Bobby the Brain Heenan. Here's Heenan here.
Oh, definitely.
Bobby the Brain Heenan was the mouthpiece for a lot of wrestlers that weren't necessarily talkers. They were great workers in the ring. They were big dudes and looked the part. But not everybody can talk as well as the next guy. And when you've got a Bobby the Brain Heenan and you've got Paul Heyman, and you've got Jimmy Mouth of the South Heart, that could do the talking for a lot of the guys that didn't have that personality, I think it really adds something. And then when you put them outside the ring and they're doing either running interference or distracting the ref or doing something to the other tag team partner, it really just adds an extra dimension. So I really like that you're getting into that aspect of the business, and I hope that you look at some of the people that came before you and blazed the trail, even Scary Sherry Martel, when she used to manage Shawn Michaels. I don't see a
Nothing
call,
yet?
gentlemen.
No call.
No call coming through. But I really respect and enjoy that you're going that route, and I hope you look at some of the people that came before you and use them as an example. And you can't get a better example than Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman, if I'm being honest though, here's how it all started of me wanting to manage. I wanted to at first wrestle, like as a pro wrestler.
Yeah.
But watching what happens to these guys on the television screen, like you don't always want to put yourself in that kind of predicament. Like you don't want to get hurt, because if I'm being honest though, I mean I've heard guys say it. Here's an example: being suplexed. It's hard to come back after a suplex. Like I was watching Tuesday Night Titans one time, which actually is one of the inspirations of my show.
Yeah.
I saw where one of the guys at my Paradise Alley school, one of the instructors, Paul Roma, came on.
Yeah.
He was talking about the suplex because it was about some guy named Bobby Wade.
Okay.
So he got suplexed, I guess, and then Vince McMahon said to him, comment on that, Paul, and he said, and I know this because wrestling is just not, it's not something that you always want to put your body at risk.
Right.
He said it's very hard to come back after being suplexed. You lose your sight, you lose your balance. It's like being flashbanged. Think of it like that. You do lose your sight because you can see nothing but white.
Yeah.
You lose your hearing a bit. You can't hear a thing, because it's like when you're being dropped after a suplex. It's like you're temporarily dead.
Yeah.
But if you really can't shake it off, it's gonna be tough to come back.
Well, anyone that steps into the ring without the proper training is a fool
foolish.
to himself, to himself, and it's a risk not only to himself but to the other people that are in the ring with them.
Yeah, like I have, it's like backyard wrestling. I actually have been looking at this backyard wrestling company called Extreme Showdown Wrestling, but they started off as backyard wrestling, but now they're one of the indies now. Yes, and they're very popular now. They're based in Texas.
Yeah.
And you got a big crowd going there. But also, I would like to discuss Wrestle Jam 14 coming July 16th,
Yeah.
Chester,
Go
Connecticut.
right ahead, because we are going to be involved with them
Oh yes,
on July 14th.
well, July 16th.
July 16th.
He never gets the date right.
Well, it's in Chester, Connecticut, July 16th. You got Vinny Marcelli on the card versus, I think it's Jigsaw he's fighting.
Mhm.
Jigsaw. You got Sir William Kingsley, who actually used to go by the name Billy King. You can tell because it says it on the poster, and his maiden name is William King
Royalty
III.
William King. We know him very well.
Oh yeah, he is. I don't know him. I don't know him, but I've seen a few of his matches. He seems very experienced,
He is.
and you can't argue with experience because that's what puts you in the ring.
He's 10 years in the business.
Yes, and he he's very experienced. I think it's him versus Cobalt. I think that's what they call him. I honestly don't know what they call him. A Cobalt Cobalid. I really don't know. And you have Jeremy Leary on the card versus Dasher Hatfield, and I believe that you guys mentioned that he called in
Yeah.
last week.
Yep.
Yeah, Dasher
2 weeks
Hatfield,
ago.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
he's
Yep.
he's very, very good. He's very good, and I think he's one of the top luchadors. You have him. You have Rey Mysterio. Well, Mysterio's not on the card, but I'm just talking to luchadors that what I count as my top 5 favorite. You have Dasher Hatfield, obviously one of them, and Jeremy Leary. I gotta say though, I mean, when it comes to that, I mean, I gotta go with Leary on this one. And you have Richard Holiday, a student in my school, the Paradise Alley School.
Right.
He was supposed to debut at a different Wrestle Jam event. I think it was Wrestle Jam 13 or 12
Yeah.
against another student in my class named Mateus. They were supposed to go at it on November 21st, but I guess that it was the same day as PAW Fall Brawl. So,
Okay.
2 bookings in one day,
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
It's very rough. But he's going to be debuting at Wrestle Jam 14 against this guy named Ty Shine. Ty Shine. Like I said.
Right.
Tai Sheen,
But
I think.
when it comes to this one, I gotta go with Holiday. Number 1, he's very experienced, and number 2, it depends on what my aunt Titi he thinks because she calls him the hottie patati.
They're telling me we have a call, but I don't know if
It's not. Yeah. Got nothing.
the screen's been
Yeah, we got nothing.
right.
Well, I did give a few friends the number. They just
Yep.
I don't think they called for sure, but
Right.
we'll get lucky for a call. I'm
Hopefully
definite.
there's no phone issues, but tonight.
By the way, I'm not definite, but I do think that, speaking of which, in my show, I hired a co-host named Charles Flores Jr. He's a manager, too. He goes by the name The Duke.
Yep.
I think he's going to be calling in soon, so I really hope he does because, Charles, our goal is, like any show would say, just be number 1. And, with me and Charles, I mean, with any starting wrestling talk show, I think that me and Charles could be on top of that.
Yep.
What I really like about Charles is that he gave me his word, saying that he will not let me down.
Right.
Anyway, but care to comment on the Richard Holiday match at Wrestle Jam?
I don't know too much about Richard Holiday.
We did see him at Jay Ice's show, correct?
Saw him at Jay Ice's show.
He was the opening match at the Jay Ice show. I see also at Wrestle Jam Bobby Ocean, which you failed to mention.
Bobby Ocean versus Tim Donst.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know about this Tim Donst guy, so I got to give it to Bobby. Bobby is very experienced, well-traveled.
Yes.
In Northeast Wrestling, Revival Pro Wrestling. I don't watch Revival Pro Wrestling, but all I do know is that Bobby Ocean is a very well-traveled professional wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when it goes to that, not just because he's well-traveled, but also because of the experience, like I say.
Yes.
On this one, I got to give it to Bobby Ocean.
Yeah, I would have to agree. So, judging by his work that I've seen on YouTube and in person, he's just an amazing performer, and I would be very happy to see him at Wrestle Jam 14.
There,
No, call.
nothing yet, huh?
Something's wrong with his phone tonight.
We don't know.
But yeah,
have to have him come in and
Jigsaw
check it out.
and Vinny Marseglia.
Vinny Marcelli, he is also very experienced,
Yeah.
very well known, and I got to rate him one of the best wrestlers New England has to offer. That's what this is all about, really. This Wrestle Gym, it's all about the Chikara Gods and Team New England.
Yeah.
But you know who I really care about seeing though is a very good friend of mine, who I do consider a really good
There
friend.
it is.
There's a phone call.
There's a phone call now. Let me interrupt you.
Live on the Squared Circle.
Hello there.
Good
Hello.
evening.
Hello.
Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with tonight?
My name is Nico Giano.
Oh, Nico. How we doing, my friend?
I'm doing good.
Well, you're live on the Squared Circle. I knew you calling, brother. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing really good. What about you?
Just doing well. Talking Wrestle Jam tonight. We also talked a little bit about Money in the Bank. Just having a good time here at North Haven Television. It's you can't beat it, brother. You can't beat it. Having one of the times of my life.
Let me
That's
ask you
good.
this, my friend. What do you think of Joey's YouTube show? Are you a fan of it, and how often do you watch it?
I usually watch it like a few times a day to see if he posts anything new. He posts some good stuff. I like seeing what he puts up.
Well, Nico, then you obviously know that I have a co-host. I've mentioned it to you a few times. Charles Fuller Jr., the Duke.
What do you think of
Yeah,
the
that's
Duke?
right.
What do you think of the Duke?
I've met him once before. He seems like a really, really nice guy.
Yeah, Charles is one of those guys that you just meet and he keeps his word to you. Like you really gotta understand the guy. He's really good, and I gotta say though, guys, also to you guys, if it weren't for Charles, then I would have never found a co-host, and if it weren't for Charles, then I would never have a guy to talk wrestling to when I'm doing my show. But that with the phone interviews, I mean, Charles and I hope that one day we do become number one because, that's everyone's goal. That's everyone's goal.
Yeah.
Everyone will tell you got to be number one.
Yep. We're talking about Wrestle Jam. You know any of the guys on Wrestle Jam?
Joey actually sent me the poster once of the matches. The only guy in it, I might be wrong, but I think his name's Jigsaw.
Yep.
Yeah, Jigsaw, he's
He's
very
He's the
experienced.
only
And,
one I've heard of because I've seen footage from him from Combat Zone Wrestling. So he's the only one I've heard of. All the other guys I'm not familiar with.
yeah, well, Nico, you probably, I don't know if you remember, but the May 14th event, Richard Holiday is going to be there, and he's fighting some guy named T-Shine, I think you guys said his name.
Yep.
T-Shine.
Right, and also JT Dunn on the card. AR
JT
Fox. If you haven't seen AR Fox, you need to go.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, right up on our
See,
Square Circle.
I,
I'm sorry, go
no,
ahead.
I'm sorry. Go on.
Right up on our Squared Circle page, we recently posted AR Fox versus AJ Styles, and it's like a 22-minute match that is just out of this world.
Yeah, I saw that match. I
Here's
saw
two
you in the
guys. Yeah, here's two guys that are at the prime of their careers right now, and I haven't seen why AR Fox hasn't hit anything beyond the independent circuit, but he's on his way, and if that match with AJ Styles is any indication, you'll see him in the big time.
Yeah, well, AR Fox.
I believe you with that. AR Fox, I've seen footage of him too on his work in the indies. Like I've seen footage on the internet. He's really, really good.
Yep. And Grand Acuna is going to be there. How the Wicked, Fire Ant. Fire Ant is always a
If I'm being honest,
joy to
though,
watch. Go
If
ahead.
I'm being honest, though, I think that I don't think I tried to talk to How Wicked, see if I could get a promo from him, and I think that maybe a little thing has changed. I mean, if I could be wrong, but I think he did tell me that he will not be showing up.
Oh,
but
no? Okay,
At the
that's
end of the
news.
day, though,
Breaking
things can
news.
change. That's why it
Hard
says on the poster.
subject to change.
That's
They
what it
all
said.
are.
Like at that May 14th event, it was supposed to be Corey Dillinger versus Tito Santana, but I
Yeah.
guess that they had the Masked Superstar. And if I'm being honest, though, believe it or not, do you guys remember the big guy, Big Jim Anderson, that won the Battle Royal?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Did you know? I don't know if you can tell by his tattoos. He was the Masked Superstar of that night.
I would have never guessed that.
He has the tattoos on me. You can just tell, and he's a pretty big guy, the Masked Superstar, and Big Jim Anderson, he's
Yeah.
really big.
Yeah.
And Jim also goes to the Paradise Alley
Paradise
School,
Alley, right.
and
right.
he's very good. He's very kind, and when it comes to a match between him and whoever, you really do got to give it to Big Jim because
Yeah.
Big Jim, when he's a part of the Indies, he'll do this gimmick where he's undefeated. Like he spent a lot of time undefeated in NEW.
Yep.
Lost this first match at a title match to War King Hansen, who was Warbeard Hansen, who is also very experienced
Yep.
and that I respect because of his experience.
Mm-hmm.
He has a great deal of it, but Big Jim, I really wish it's not that I was saying Big Jim can't do it. I was just hoping he'd win because
Yeah.
I really do like Jim, and I
Yeah.
think that he deserves I think he deserves a belt.
Yep. Well, we'll see what happens at Wrestle Jam and the upcoming events, and hopefully Big Jim will be out there, and we'll see him soon.
Russell
You have any other words for the caller?
Well,
Before
Nico,
we forget him?
I'm sure. Nico, I'm sure I will see you soon. Any show that I invite you to, it's because I want you there. And come September 17th, my birthday show, the Paradise Alley Wrestling Show, I want you there. I want you to see me do my thing. Because Nico, I know how much you like these wrestling shows, so please come out, support. Anything you can do, brother, you're always welcome because I want you there.
All right, Nico.
Thank you for that.
All right, Nico. Thank you for calling
Thank
in
you very
and
much.
supporting us, and Joey.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Have a wonderful night.
Bye-bye, Nico.
Good evening.
Thank you. You too.
All
Yep. Supposedly we have another call already.
Well,
Not
As soon
quite
as they
yet.
send it through.
They gotta send
But
it
the
through.
WrestleJam 14, we didn't mention the date, is July 16th, 2016, at Calvary Life Center, East Johnson Avenue in Cheshire, Connecticut. You can go onto their website and find out more. They have a Facebook page, WrestleJam. It's WrestleJam 14, Saturday, July 16th in Cheshire, Connecticut. And we do have another call.
And here we go.
You are live on the Squared Circle.
Yes, my name is the Duke, and you have a special guest that's on your show named Joey Ambrosini. I want to say what's up to him.
Charles, my co-host. That's the co-host.
Yes,
we
I've
are.
met the Duke before. I don't know if he remembers, but I did see him at Jay Ice's show recently, and we've met at Bridgeport Harbor Yard. I don't know how many times outside waiting for tickets.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
we have.
yeah, and the Duke is world famous.
The Duke's in the house. Charles, how are you doing tonight?
I'll tell you what. I'm feeling pretty good. You know, I'm feeling, just sitting there relaxing, taking it easy. You know, I learned in life to always just think positive. And like I said, guys like me in the wrestling business want to help people out. You know what I'm saying? And I love enjoying people, and I love the fans. You know, they mean a lot to me. You know.
Well, Charles, I also want to set out a reminder, and I also want to give an ad to this.
Yep.
We have a phone interview coming up on June 30th against this. I was talking about Extreme Showdown Wrestling. One of the wrestlers there, his name is Osiris, and July 17th we have another Extreme Showdown wrestler coming up. He's very experienced as well in the backyard wrestling because he has number one in backyard wrestling. It's July 17th. We're gonna right behind WrestleJam. We're gonna ask the guy questions.
Yep.
His name is Jax Amadeus or Amadeus, and So Charles, I want you to keep it a reminder in that. June 30th we have Osiris on the phone, and July 17th we have Jax Amadeus or Amadeus.
Oh man, I mean, like I said, I look forward to it, and I feel blessed. Yeah, I feel honored, and I love doing what I do. And like I said, Joey Ambrosini is a great kid. My prediction is he's gonna go places. Because like I said, I mean, when you have a dream, go for it. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people, I said, I mean, if you have a dream, you can do it, man. I mean, don't have nobody tell you that you can't do it. I'm the living proof of it, and and I just love like I said, I love the fans, I love people, and I love to interact. And if there's anything I can do to help inspire them to reach the top, then I'm all for it.
Well, Charles, like I told you before, Ringside. When it comes to Ringside Talk Show, me and Charles, we're not just buddies. We're more than that. We're family. Ringside Talk Show, me, Charles.
Yep.
It's family.
Well, Charles, we appreciate the call and keep up the good work, and we thank you for helping Joey out with his show, man. That's awesome.
And I also want to thank you as well,
like I said,
Charles.
when he opened his door, he asked me. I mean, I felt honored, man. I mean, I was like, he could ask anybody, but when he asked me, I felt like I was blown away, and I just want to say it's a pleasure, you guys. Joey MC, man, I love you from the bottom of my heart. Guys from AAC, a Squared Circle, I want to say keep up the good work. God bless you guys, and have a great night.
Thank you very much.
We all
Good
love
night,
you too,
sir.
Charles. We all love you too.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
So how do we find your show? We haven't mentioned that yet. How do we find your show? Where do we go?
One word. YouTube.
Yeah.
We obviously, since I'm starting off, we don't go on live television like
Yeah.
you guys.
Yep.
But we do have, we do it on YouTube.
JA Wrestling Ringside Talk Show.
That's right where it is.
Yep.
JA Wrestling Ringside Talk Show. You haven't watched it, watch it. doesn't matter if you're pausing this thing. No offense, guys.
Oh man!
I mean, come on.
Oh, you're gonna
It's
have-
ringside talk show,
oh.
people. I mean, we're ringside seats, and we're a talk show.
Come on, at least wait till after our show to watch yours.
Okay, fine. If you
Wow.
if you like wrestling rings, look up the Squared Circle on YouTube as well. But hey, I gotta give it to the Squared Circle as well. They are on live television, and can you teach it, guys?
You can't teach that.
Yeah.
My
Actually,
name is Enzo Amore.
You know.
This is Big Cass. He's 7 feet tall, and you can't teach that.
Well, actually, you can teach that because we have some wonderful interns here, and they do an awesome job on our show. And as you saw on our Wall of Fame, the gentleman that did the intro to our show went on to work with the WWE and was at WrestleMania 30, I believe it was,
Right.
and has a career in broadcast journalism. And there are several people that have worked on our show, and several people that are here tonight that will be in the professional realm of broadcast journalism. And I appreciate every single one of these young men and women that have come onto our show and have helped us, and we've helped them achieve greatness. And it all stems, and I'm not blowing smoke, it all stems from Walter Mann. Walter Mann is the man in this business, and he's gotten people into ESPN, Al Jazeera, News Channel 12, NBC Universal, WWE. It's endless.
The list goes on and
Yeah,
on.
it's endless. Our Wall of Fame is incredible, and it all stems from the management of this station, NHTV, and as you saw for yourself, it's the Wall of Fame, and it's incredible, and we really appreciate all of those.
He's a legend in public access wrestling TV shows as well. I
Without
was
a doubt.
one of his original, not the original co-host on In the Ring, but when the Patola brothers left.
Without a doubt. And there's no other station
Right.
in the state of Connecticut that has had graduates move on to bigger and better things, as many and as huge as some of the people that have worked here have gotten in this business, including Brendan Key from Channel 4. So it's just incredible that the people that our little show, and we are what we are, and I don't pretend to be any greater than we are. But the people that have worked on our show have gone on to bigger and better things, and we appreciate everything they've done for us.
Well, anyone that makes it to the WWE that's just helped out, like the kid you mentioned on the Wall of Fame.
Yeah.
I can't remember name. I can't remember the name,
That's
but
okay.
I know who you guys were talking about.
Yeah.
God bless him. Good luck with all his work at WWE. I mean, when you're in the WWE. You're trying to be a part of the wrestling business, your goal is WWE, and you got there,
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just an incredible accomplishment that some of these young men and women have gone on to. And it's just a great thing. And hopefully one day you'll make it. So
Definitely, WWE is, it's a goal for everyone. Anyone that's trying to be in the wrestling company, as I said before.
and anyone that says that they don't want to make it there, right, is lying to you. Because
Right.
that's the pinnacle.
Or they might even be lying to themselves.
Right, that is the apex, in this business, right, without a doubt. It's a multi-billion-dollar corporation. They just signed a pay-per-view deal in China, and John Cena, God bless him, spoke in Mandarin, and Mandarin Chinese, which is not easy to do.
We're going to get Chinese athlete in NXT now. I
That's
understand.
correct, right.
Right.
So you've got, over 1 billion people in China, and if that equates to any amount of pay-per-views, right, I mean, my stock is going to go through the roof, because I am part owner of the WWE, believe it or not.
You are?
Yes, sir.
That is, that's very impressive.
Yeah.
Stock.
Yeah, hey, you can buy it too, but
Right.
got to have a couple dollars in your pocket.
Left his wallet home, I think.
Yeah, I don't own as many shares as Vince does, but I'm on my way, and I'm turning over the, any profit I make into more shares.
I
so.
will say though that when I reached the age of 13, I did good making it into the wrestling career, but as I kept working hard and I just built up, and I think that kept getting better. I kept getting better and better and better and better.
Yeah.
And that just gets me big in the company. And going to Paradise Alley School, I got to thank every single instructor there, because those instructors they're not just instructors, mentors.
Mm-hmm.
But Mario has helped me out most of my career. Because he's just that kind of guy that will keep his word to you, because he's just that guy. I think he would. I mean, I don't think that
Mario's been on the show several times.
Yeah, I've seen him on the show before.
We actually did a 2-hour. We had to extend it one time to 2 hours because Mario can talk. Yeah, I'm sure you know.
Mario can really talk. I mean, like when he was in the WWE, he wasn't just in my personal
Correction, WWF.
WWF.
He's never been in the WWE.
Well, he.
Facts are facts. Well, we're not gonna.
Yes, well,
split hairs,
somewhat the same, but
No.
when he wasn't just a jobber, he was the jobber. Like me and my buddy Nico, who called in the first.
Yeah.
We were talking on the phone, and I was telling him about what's been going on down at Paradise Alley. I talked to him. I mentioned Mario.
Yeah.
And he even said, I was talking to a buddy. I asked him if he knew who Mario Mancino was, and then and I guess that his buddy said, he's the definition of jobbers. I mean.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was just. I'll say it again. Not just a jobber, the jobber.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you had a lot of good jobbers out there too. You had him. You had Jose Luis Rivera, who also went by Mac Rivera, the Red Demon, the Black Demon. You also had Mark Thomas.
Brooklyn Brawler.
What?
The Brooklyn Brawler, of course.
Yes, the Brooklyn Brawler. You had Roma, who he wasn't really a jobber, but he started off.
We do have a call coming in.
We do have a call. Let's hear it.
Good evening. You're live on the Squared Circle.
Hi, I wanted to ask a question to Joey Ambrosini.
Go ahead.
I think I know who this is. This is Christy.
Hi, this is for Joey. It's his Aunt TT.
Oh, I thought it was Christy.
Go right ahead.
What's going on? What's going on, Auntie?
Well, I wanted to ask him. I've been hearing rumors about Goldberg coming back to the WWE this WrestleMania. Has he heard anything about that?
It depends on what site it was. What site did you find it on?
I've seen it on a few of the sites.
Well, I will say that any rumor that Goldberg is coming back was fueled by his arrival to Stamford at the WWE headquarters, and it was recently revealed that that deal was for the video game only. He only has a contract for the video game licensing. As far as any wrestling appearance, there has been no talk and no deal. I spoke to Bill Goldberg personally at the big event in New York, and he denied any wrestling contract whatsoever.
Well,
not to say that it won't happen, but it has not been inked as of yet. The only deal that he has at the moment is the licensing agreement with 2K Sports, not even with the WWE. His licensing agreement is with 2K Sports.
Okay, because it's been on. I've seen it on the Inquisitor website, and they mentioned something about him appearing in the next WrestleMania, and something with him and Brock Lesnar.
Well, at the moment, that's all speculation.
because it's WrestleMania. WrestleMania is.
It would be
It's
kind
not
of
right. It's not right around the corner.
Yeah.
But like WWE can book anything.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just call up the WWE guy. You're right there. You're right there.
Yeah.
And WWE cards, they don't always change. They they have hard workers.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, though, they don't announce their matches, so that's probably why they don't want to change anything.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate your call. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, and Joe, you're doing a great job.
Oh, I think you're watching it live.
Looking good, kid.
Yes, he is. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful,
Bye-bye.
have a wonderful night. Yeah, that is a good topic, though. Goldberg, it is rumored, and anytime you see somebody walking into Stanford, ooh, the imminent return. There's always DVD deals. There's commentary for DVDs that people come in for. Possible induction into the Hall of Fame. There's always speculation and rumor. But I think we have a shot on camera where Goldberg is discussing his quote-unquote return to WWE, and he said that he came out and said that Vince really doesn't want to deal with him. So
Are we putting up that clip?
no, I don't have it here. We have it
I got some
on
stuff
our own
that-
camera.
Are you familiarized with Blitzkrieg Pro Wrestling at all?
I've heard of it, yes, but I don't really watch it. But I'm sure that they're just hardworking. They're our hardworking company. The only company I really will never watch, TNA.
Oh, Dan will come. And,
boy.
Dan will come and body slam you for that one.
Right, Dan's gonna get up and go over there.
Oh, you wrestled for the TNA.
No. He's a big fan of TNA.
Oh,
He's
a big
our,
fan
our
of TNA.
resident
I'm sorry,
TNA
I'm sorry,
advisor.
but I think that you got one more year left of watching it. Their newest episodes. I'm just saying. I think that you're not making any progress. No harm, nothing personal.
Well, that's okay. I won't hold your age and inexperience against you.
All right, now that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking.
Real
Thanks
quick
a lot.
on TNA. TNA has some great talent. They've AJ Styles, came from TNA. They've got a lot of great talent over there, and they just don't know how to use them. They don't know how to write, and they don't know how to run a production. And it's unfortunate that these guys that are there, that are on their way up, are just kind of mired in a product that is subpar. And I'm sorry, but I want and Paul Heyman and anybody in the industry, Jim Ross especially, right? We need TNA. We need somebody breathing down Vince's neck, because when WCW started chasing Vince in the ratings and then topping Vince in the ratings, it made WWE up their game. And if there's nobody in competition with WWE, they're just going to remain stale and do whatever they want to do and remain stagnant. If you have nobody chasing you, right, there's no reason to move forward or faster or harder or better. So I really want TNA or Ring of Honor to step up their game and give Vince a run for his money, so that we see some sort of Monday Night War or Tuesday Night War, whatever you want to call it, and unfortunately that hasn't happened. And TNA doesn't look like it's going to happen.
But the pay-per-view was
Did you
really,
catch
was
their
really
last
impressive.
pay-per-view,
No,
John?
I'm saying they got talent. I'm not counting them out, but they're just not to that level yet. And I really think that, and I'll agree with what Jim Ross said, and Paul Heyman has said it too. They don't have any long-term plans, so they're just kind of meandering about week to week. And I look at a product like PWA out of Cheshire, and Joseph Von Schmidt always has a plan. He's the man with the plan, and he knows. It just seems like he's mapped out the future of his superstars, and TNA could take a page from-
PWA is a good solid company.
Yep.
You don't see the owners of that school, of that company, holding all the titles, which I like, which is a good thing. TNA has some work to do,
Yeah.
but they're improving.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I really do think that Ring of Honor has to be the best promotion, but behind the WWE, because come on, WWE is number one. They're on top, and you can't say that that's just an opinion.
No, that's factual.
I mean,
yeah, they're
WWE has the biggest stadiums for wrestling. I don't even know if you know, but one of their WrestleMania, I think it was WrestleMania 31. That was a bigger crowd than the Super Bowl.
yeah.
But Ring of Honor, though, I think that
You gotta say though, Super Bowl you can't put people on the field. WrestleMania you can put people on the field. That's the difference.
yes, well,
And let's be let's be honest. All right, if you're gonna count people, butts in the seats, right? A football game you can only put the people in the seats. Wrestling you can put them on the field. So there's a big advantage there. That's I don't know how many thousands of people more than you can call it. But
well, football is not wrestling.
no. But
everyone
you're going to
knows.
say if you're comparing crowd size, obviously you can't put people on the playing surface.
Yes,
Yeah,
that is
call.
true.
No, we don't.
Not yet.
No, we don't.
And it's,
but,
and it's
it's
widely
gonna
known
be
that Vince does inflate those numbers.
Yeah.
And when you've got a company that's got a 50-year head start ahead of
Yeah.
everybody,
Right.
obviously
yeah.
you're going to have larger numbers.
There's so many different factors.
But when half his shows,
Good evening. You're live on the Squared Circle. Sorry to cut you off. Good evening. You're live on the Squared Circle. Yes.
Hello,
Yes.
I am just calling to because I'd like to talk about Blitzkrieg Pro this Saturday, June 25th. And that's the Dirt Dog has the best hair in wrestling.
Okay.
Who are we talking with?
The Dirt Dog.
There he is, the man himself.
Who is it?
The Dirt Dog, Jeremy Leary.
Jeremy Leary.
Oh, Jeremy Larry.
Hi.
What's going on, man?
The guy who was.
Sorry I'm late. We were doing some flyering, and then me and some of the crew went to our awesome sponsor, Chicago Sam's, and had a couple try playing trivia, but we didn't do too well at that. But I haven't forgot about you guys, but not playing.
Oh,
Well, Jeremy, I would also like to say that I will be at Wrestle Gym to see you fight Dasher Hatfield. You know, what is there any message that you would like to send out to Dasher?
I would like to send out to Dasher that my hair is better than him, and how dare he ever dispute that.
wow.
And that he's never going to touch your comb.
That remains to be seen. But this Saturday and the 25th, where is that going to be now?
Enfield, Connecticut, Our Lady of Mount Carmel, 93 Clark Avenue, Enfield, Connecticut. Doors at 6, tickets off at 7. Looking forward to it. Got the I've gotten a lot of crap school to say, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. I've gotten a lot of crap from a lot of people about because I call Hornswoggle an icon, and I have a real problem with that. Anybody disputing him being an icon. He had a 10-year run with WWE.
Yeah.
The last Cruiserweight champion, an inaugural part of so many storylines, some leading into WrestleMania. I'm really excited to have him along with EC3 and Matt Riddle and Patiri and Flex Rumble Crunch and Grant Akuma.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to kill it. We're going to kill it.
Well, Blitzkrieg Pro always brings in some top talent, including yourself. And Swoggle is going to be a huge addition, and it's just going to be a great show. I know Jason will be there, and he'll be on the scene, and hopefully you'll give him a nice interview on camera, because you're such a wonderful
Hold on a
fellow.
second. So everybody from this Word Circle is not going to be there?
I myself am working that evening. My apologies.
Right.
That's it. I'm hanging up. Just kidding.
I'll be there with Dangerous Dan, as always.
Okay, good. Good.
We wouldn't miss it.
But, you know,
Good.
we appreciate your support, and we love to support Blitzkrieg Pro, and we really love having you guys on the show and being a part of your show. It's just a great partnership, and we truly appreciate you, man.
How's your TV broadcast going along?
It's going good, and then next episode I think is airing tomorrow. The next episode's going to be a doozy. It's going to have those who are lucky enough to see it in person. It's going to have Dijak versus Flex Rumble Crunch as the main event, and then it's going to have myself and Rude Boy Riley and Logan Black against The Influence and Anthony Green. So I think it's a good episode.
And how do we find that?
It's on Channel 15 on Cox if you live in the 10 cities surrounding Enfield.
Yeah.
I should know exactly which ones they are, but I don't, so whatever. But that'll air twice on there, and then Friday or so, depends if we keep up on it with how busy we are with the show coming up Saturday.
Yeah.
It'll go up on YouTube, and we'll show it to everybody. We're a little behind on that, but we're working on it, and we're for the most part a two-man operation, myself and my partner Josh. So
Yeah.
we're trying to push things as hard as we can, as fast as we can.
Well, be sure to tag us on the YouTube video, and so our viewers can check you out. And we love your product. And you said you're on Cox. I think Jason knows a lot about Cox.
Hey, don't listen to him.
Oh.
Cable, that is. Cox Cable, that
Roasted.
is.
Yeah. Hey, who does? All right. Oh, that. No. All right.
Oh, I couldn't hear you.
We're losing your signal. Well, you appreciate your call, and we will see you on Saturday, my friend.
Yes.
All right, buddy. Hey, bye.
All right,
Take it
bye-bye.
easy, Jeremy.
I hope Anthony Green beats him. And
Oh no!
Hey, now.
Well, he's allowed.
It's his
Hey,
opinion, you know.
Joey is a wrestling commentator, and we respect his opinion, and that's exactly what it is. You know,
Well,
Even if he enjoys the redundant product of the WWE.
that's okay.
The only thing I like about Jeremy is his comb. You gotta swip the hair back like my hair. Like,
There you go.
He's making some magic up there in Enfield, though. If you ever get the
but no,
chance.
Jeremy is a very, very good wrestler. Like I said before, when I mentioned his match against Dasher Hatfield while we were talking wrestling to him.
Yep.
But also, so you guys are going to be going to his wrestling show this upcoming Saturday?
Yes, Blitzkrieg at Enfield, Connecticut.
We did actually have some clips, but
Right.
we didn't get to them this night. But
We had a
that's how it
little short on
goes.
time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
all right.
that's how it goes. We had a wonderful conversation.
Well, this Saturday I have one of the Paradise Alley shows. It's like Friday Night Fights for PWA,
Right.
except that these ones are on Saturdays. Weekly shows at the Paradise Alley Training Facility in East Haven, Connecticut, 662 Coab, East Haven, Connecticut. I repeat, 662 Coab, East Haven, Connecticut. 5 o'clock p.m., $5 admission. I'm going to be going to the show this upcoming Saturday, June 25th. And I'm telling you, the shows at Paradise, there are shows that you do not want to miss, especially my show, September 17th.
In the Paradise Alley shows, you can fit about 50 people in there?
For the Saturday Night Alley Fights?
Yeah.
Alley Fights, yeah.
Limited seating,
Yeah.
but I'm sure there are 50 people tops, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now that they're starting off that, they do get some big crowds, but, they're not, like, sold out ones. But the bigger shows...
I know their women's champion, Tequila Rose, pretty well.
Yeah, well, it's the... it's not the PAPW title. It's not the PAPW women's title. It's a different title. But yes, Tequila Rose is champion for that. And I think that this other diva, Allison J, deserved it more. I think she really does deserve it because it's just her theme.
Well,
Hey.
that remains to be seen. Every dog has their
There's
day.
a lot of great women athletes out there.
Yeah.
Up
Yeah.
and coming.
Yeah,
That's
my
for
favorite
sure.
women athlete has to be Cena's girl, Nikki Bella. The Bella twins.
Asuka.
Oscar,
NXT,
of course.
Asuka.
Oscar.
That's my favorite right now.
Asuka?
Yeah.
She's good.
Yeah.
She's good.
Good.
Team C Stars. Gotta love them.
Oh, Team C Stars. There you go. That's
Ariella Nix,
Yeah, yeah,
among a few.
yeah.
Maximum Mecca.
I think the name change we were discussing earlier from divas to superstars.
Yes.
Takes away the.
I think they should keep it as divas.
You know what they are? They're athletes, just like
Well, I
They
mean,
put the effort out
you
just
know what?
like the guys do.
You know what they like to say. Every wrestler likes to be equal.
Right.
So
right.
just
Every
keep the
person
company,
likes to
just
be
keep
equal.
the company the
Yeah.
way it is, and I mean, either way, no matter what name change WWE has, they're WWE. They're number one.
But Joey, I want to thank you for coming on.
No. Don't ever thank me for coming on. Thank you guys for having me on. Ladies and gentlemen, live at North Haven TV, this is the Squared Circle with Dangerous Dan, who causes the ruckus, legendary John Zimmerman, and Hollywood J. Williams,
The biggest icon in North Haven.
and Los Angeles.
And Vegas.
Vegas
And
it
everywhere
is.
else.
Yeah, when you go out to Vegas, there's some ruckus out there.
Oh,
Ladies and
definitely.
gentlemen, NHTV, this is the Squared Circle.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joey. Good night and good luck. See you next Tuesday.